This is the Ears Up English podcast. English that grows with you. Welcome to Ears Up English, where your listening becomes stronger and your speaking becomes smoother. If English still feels scary or stressful for you, don't worry. We're here to help you enjoy English without fear. Strong ears, strong English. Now, let's begin today's episode.
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. I hope you're doing well today. Hey Robert, how are you doing these days? This time of year always feels a little different to me.
Hey Michelle, I'm doing pretty well, thanks for asking. I know what you mean though. As the year ends, things slow down for some people, but for others it feels strangely busy.
Yeah, I feel that too. People sometimes think everyone feels the same just because it's New Year's. But when you actually talk to people from different countries, you notice the mood can be totally different. It's like you expect one shared feeling, and then you realize there are many different New Years out there.
Yeah, I felt that in real conversations too. You ask one person about New Year's and they immediately talk about family time and going home. Then you ask someone else and they talk about fireworks, friends, and going out at night. So even the same question can lead to completely different stories.
That's why today felt like a good day for this topic. We wanted to look at how people spend this season in different places. One big difference is whether New Year's is the biggest event of the year or not. In Japan, it often feels like a main moment when everything slows down and the whole atmosphere changes.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Shops close, work stops, and people take a breath and reset. But in the US, New Year's matters, and still it doesn't always feel like the main holiday for many people. For many people, the biggest family holidays come earlier in the season.
Right. For a lot of people, Thanksgiving or Christmas feels more important. Those are the days when family gathering feels almost expected, like you should try to be there if you can. So New Year's can feel more open depending on the person.
Exactly, and because of that, New Year's doesn't always come with the same pressure to gather with family. That difference changes how people talk about their plans and even how they answer simple questions. Some people sound excited about going out and others sound excited about staying in.
In some parts of Europe, New Year's feels completely different again. It's much more about going out, meeting friends, and sharing the moment together at midnight. Even if they are with family earlier in the day, the countdown itself can feel more social.
Yeah, people head into the city, count down together, and celebrate outside with a crowd. In those cases, it's less about family and more about who you want to be with at midnight. So the focus is more on the group you choose than the family you belong to.
That's where today's phrase fits really naturally. When someone asks if something is a family event, people often say something like, "It's more of a family thing." It sounds soft and friendly, and it doesn't make your answer feel like a speech.
I really like that phrasing because it sounds relaxed. It shows the direction, but it doesn't sound strict or final. That's why it works so well for Japanese New Year's, which is usually calm and quiet for a lot of people. But of course, not every country uses New Year's in the same way, and that's where things get interesting.
On the other hand, in some parts of South America or Europe, New Year's often centers more on friends or partners. Family time might still matter, but it often happens on a different day.
So even a simple question like who you spend New Year's with can mean very different things. That's why these conversations can feel slightly awkward at first.
Another big difference is what people actually do during that time. In Japan, many people eat quietly, watch TV, and visit shrines.
When you describe that to people from other countries, they're often surprised. And when Japanese people spend New Year's abroad, it can feel much louder and busier than expected.
Neither way is better or worse. It's just culture showing up in everyday habits.
And some countries don't treat New Year's as anything special at all. People might work as usual or see it as just another weekend.
Another thing that's easy to miss is that New Year's isn't the main celebration everywhere. For example, in countries like China, Lunar New Year is the real highlight.
Late December and early January can feel pretty normal there, but once Lunar New Year arrives, everything shifts at once.
People take long holidays, travel at the same time, and gather with family. It's big enough to change the entire mood of the country.
So if you only look at New Year's, you might misunderstand what really matters. You need to know when the real highlight of the year actually happens.
When you look at all these differences, it feels like there's no single style for New Year's. It really depends on place, people, and priorities.
Yeah, and that's what makes it interesting. If you ever get the chance, spending New Year's abroad can be surprisingly eye-opening.
It might feel totally different from Japan, or it might feel unexpectedly ordinary. Either way, it often changes how you see your own New Year afterward.
All right, with that in mind, let's listen to today's dialogue. As you listen, pay attention to how simple the answers are and how natural the tone feels.
You might hear someone ask something like, "What are you doing for New Year's?" And the other person might answer in a very relaxed way.
Hey, Corey, what are you doing for New Year's this year? Are you staying in town or are you going somewhere?
Nothing special, really. It's more of a family thing. I'll probably just spend time at home and keep things pretty quiet.
Oh, I see. So no big parties or anything like that? It sounds pretty calm, actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really about events for me. I just like having a slow and peaceful start to the year.
That conversation feels very natural to me. Ben's question is a really common way to start small talk this time of year. New Year's works a bit like the weather as a topic, so you can bring it up casually and it still works.
Yeah, and Kaori's answer does a great job of setting the mood. She says nothing special, but you can still imagine the situation clearly. Saying, "I'm doing nothing" can sound cold sometimes, but this one doesn't at all.
The key point is that she doesn't over-explain. If she started describing every custom, the conversation would suddenly feel heavy. If she went into a long description of Japanese customs, the conversation would start to sound like a presentation.
And that's where today's phrase really helps. It's more of a family thing, sounds soft and open, so the listener feels comfortable following up. It also gives you room to add one small detail if you want, without sounding like you are defending yourself.
If you said, "It's a family event," it would sound much stiffer. This version leaves room for different situations, like visiting relatives or just staying home. So even in a short dialogue like this, you can see more than plans, and you can also see relationships and personal priorities.
I also like Ben's follow-up question. It shows interest without judging, which is important when cultures are different.
If you use this phrase yourself, you can keep it simple and natural, and you don't need to explain a lot.
Short answers like that aren't rude at all. They actually sound very natural in everyday conversation.
All right, let's listen to the dialogue one more time and focus on the tone this time.
Hey, Corey, what are you doing for New Year's this year? Are you staying in town or are you going somewhere?
Nothing special, really. It's more of a family thing. I'll probably just spend time at home and keep things pretty quiet.
Oh, I see. So no big parties or anything like that? It sounds pretty calm, actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really about events for me. I just like having a slow and peaceful start to the year.
People often think New Year's is universal, but it really isn't. What people do and who they spend it with can change a lot depending on the country.
That's why this topic works so well for casual conversation. And if you try today's phrase, it can make your answers feel lighter and more natural. All right, everyone, that's today's episode of Ears Up English. Strong ears, strong English. Keep training your ears every day. Try the phrase from today's episode and see how it changes your conversations. We'd love to hear how it works for you. And if you enjoy our podcast, we'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss a new episode. Join us again next time for more friendly, everyday English. Take care and keep your ears up. Bye.